been an incredible journey, and I'm so delighted to have the first Cubbie embarking in Dagenham. Thank you. Yes, please. Health and safety at all times. It has been a long journey. This is not something that you kind of just dive into. I've been working in schools for 30 years. I know I only look 23. But all through that time, trying to find solutions. We are inclusive, we're kind and caring practitioners. And to see young people stopping at doors and not being able to come into school, to have a teaching assistant come into your office because they've been slapped again, not because somebody wanted to hurt them, because that was the only way that that child could self-regulate. And trying to keep finding different ways and different solutions to be kind, to have boundaried kindness that would enable everybody, teachers, staff, parents, and young people to be able to come in and learn, has been a journey. And Jackie, our fabulous Senko, and I have spent the last few years working together, and I cannot sing her praises enough, because she is the kindest and most ferocious of human beings, who will fight and fight. And we've had long discussions about, sensory room. Everyone seems to have a sensory room. And we would go and look at them, and we would know that they weren't quite right for our mainstream children, or they might be right on a Tuesday morning, but they definitely wouldn't be right on a Tuesday afternoon. And so trying to find that individualised approach has been a real mission. So when we saw Cubbie, not to say we were stalking, but we did an awful lot of research, and then we found out that the local authority from Redbridge was having a showcase, and I sent poor Jackie to a head teachers conference to go and find it, and she kind of called me in the car saying, "Claire, we've got to have this. This is what we've been looking for," and so we bought it. And when it arrived, I could feel the eyes of staff looking at me going, "What's she done now? What has she done now?" And that first day when it went up, going into it was just, for me, an incredible moment. Our lives as leaders in education are incredibly stressful. We have to be everything to everybody. And at the end of the day, I normally leave through this door and get in my car, and I go through all my breathing, and I take off my pass and I put it away so I can go home and be a wife and a mum to an autistic son as well. And that night I sat in here for 5 minutes, and it just changed the whole way I went home. So for me personally, it's been transformational, and I'm regularly to be found in here first thing in the morning or before or after a difficult meeting. But then for our young people, you're going to meet some of our young people, but to see them coming in, and I had a knock on my door after 2 days from a young man who just said, "Miss, you've got to stop and hear everything. That Cubbie is brilliant." And to have that, and then to hear from parents. We've only had the Cubbie for a few weeks, but I cannot strongly enough recommend it to you and to your communities, not just for the neurodiverse, but for the neurotypical. We had a young man who he really struggles with coming into school in the mornings. He is neurotypical, and Jackie found him one morning and just said, "I think Cubbie's the right place for you." And he came, and again, it's transformed. Normally he takes about half an hour to get from the gate to his classroom. Now he knows he can come in and use Cubbie, and he's in and he uses it and gets into class, getting back to learning. It's helping him to regulate. And for me, anything that helps our most vulnerable young people to be regulated and get into classroom is exactly what we need. I don't think I can put a price on the face of a TA who comes to me with another bruise and another slap and asking me what to do. This helps them as well as the young people, and for the families as well. So I can't wait for you to get in there. We did have a question about having the swing chairs, but none of us adults have been brave enough to sit in the swing chairs, but you'll have a chance to look at those.